Every year on Independence Day, Caroline puts on her finest makeup. She walks slowly into the train station because her husband once promised he would come back to her on this very day. But it's been 75 years now, and he still hasn't returned. Caroline has waited for decades. She was once a beautiful young girl. Now she's an old woman with silver hair. But when she sees that photo on the platform, she still smiles like a girl in love for the first time. Her thoughts drift back to when they first met. One accidental glance, and they instantly fell for each other. Just 3 months later, they were married, but their happiness didn't last long. Neil received orders to head to the battlefield. To comfort Caroline's fears, he promised her deeply that he'd return by next year's Independence Day. As the farewell bell rang, Caroline burst into tears, and Neil stepped onto the train. In the days that followed, Caroline kept writing letters to Neil, and every time she got one back, she was overjoyed. One day, she opened a letter and found not just Neil's warm words, but also a handmade model airplane. It was a gift for their unborn child. Neil wrote that due to the intensity of war, he couldn't be there for the birth. After that letter, Caroline never heard from Neil again. Her worry grew with each passing day. Then one day, the mailman arrived, carrying news that broke her heart. Caroline opened the letter with trembling hands. It said Neil's plane never made it back, and he was now listed as missing in action.
He's not dead. They don't know.
But Caroline never believed he was gone. She was sure he just lost contact and would return on Independence Day. So she waited until her hair turned white and her youth faded. But he still didn't come back. People around her kept telling her to move on, to start a new life. But she chose to hold on to that love. Luckily, her grandson Lucas always stayed by her side and gave her strength. As Caroline's health started to decline, Lucas reached out to a TV station, hoping they could help her fulfill her wish. The station was deeply moved by her story and sent a reporter named Susan. Early the next morning, Susan showed up at Caroline's doorstep. Caroline welcomed her in and shared her story of love with Neil.
Oh, I lived for these. Sometimes I'd go weeks on end.
After the interview, Caroline was heading upstairs to rest, but accidentally fell down the stairs.
Call 911! Caroline! Caroline!
Though the doctor said she wasn't seriously hurt, the station, concerned for her health, paused the project. But Susan didn't give up. She asked to continue the interview once Caroline recovered. The station refused and sent Susan on another assignment in a distant city. Unexpectedly, that trip became the turning point in the search for Neil. During an interview with a congressman, Susan gathered her courage and shared Caroline's story with him, hoping for his help. A few days later, Susan got a call from the congressman. He gave her contact info for one of Neil's old comrades. Susan went to the address, but sadly, the veteran had passed away months ago. His son lived there. With his help, Susan managed to connect with another war buddy of Neil's. She and Lucas acted quickly, bringing this long-lost story back to Caroline.
Do you think you could find that place again?
I remember.
Finally, on the day Neil had promised to return, Caroline put on her finest makeup, wore a red dress, and came to the train station one more time. After 75 years, she finally